Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's me, Mr. Mario, and it's been quite a while. It's been several months since I've uploaded something on the second channel and done an episode like this, huh? So in case anyone doesn't know, because, I'm a little bit rusty, so we're going to get into it here. This is a series I do on my second channel here called Thrifty Gaming Pickups. Yes, I did say second channel. My main channel, Mr. Mario 2011, is linked down below in the description if you want to check that out for something maybe a bit more educational, not as laid back, maybe a bit edited, because there's barely any editing that goes in here. But these are episodes I do with my dog Lily right here, in which I get her on video. I bribe her with some treats that I have in my pocket right here. There we go. And I just show you all the games that I've picked up recently and, some deals I've gotten on them. So this, as you can see, is probably going to be a shorter episode, and there's not going to be that much content for a few reasons. First of all, I did say at the end of the last episode I uploaded that, we're dealing with the pandemic, coronavirus, and oh my god, man, it feels like I was a baby at that point. That was back in like March or something like that I recorded. And I said because of the obvious circumstances, I'm not sure when I'm going to do another Thrifty Gaming Pickups episode, because I wasn't buying as much stuff, and on top of that, I didn't feel safe going to garage sales, thrift stores, random game shops, nothing like that. And I'm still about the same way. In fact, since that last episode of Thrifty Gaming Pickups, I haven't gone to a garage sale, I haven't gone to a thrift store. I've only been buying my games really online for the most part, except for these ones right here, which these games I end up getting from my friend's game shop. I was visiting and I decided to, take the plunge. I decided to mask up, go out and browse a little bit and check it out. And he's handling his store very well, thankfully. I'm not sick. That was weeks and weeks ago, so we're all good. But anyways, that's what we're going to do here. So just giving you that preface where I still plan on doing this series when I can, but because of the circumstances and just because of what's happening and because, how I'm feeling in terms of safety and such, really, I'm not going to thrift stores. I'm not trying to hide anything there. It's been nice kind of saving a little bit of money here and there, in all honesty. But yeah, so this series is going to continue, and it'll just continue whenever it can. That's how it's going to be. Anyways, let's go ahead and... Oh, Lily, you're being so nice. You're just waiting for more food. Let's go ahead and get into all these games that I end up picking up here. So, as you can see, there's like 10 games that we're looking at, right? Lily, I got one more. I got one more treat. If you want it. Oh, okay. So I'm kind of going to be referencing some stuff off screen as well too, because I have all the prices on a receipt here. Well, a couple of receipts, and I'll get into that. So first of all, again, I end up checking out my friend's game shop for the first time in a while. I was just deciding to visit, and I said, you know what? I got a little bit of time to kill. Let me go ahead and pick up some stuff. And I was only going to pick up a few things, and then what ended up happening was, me being me, you've seen the stuff I've hauled and such. Plus, I was waiting for my discount, and he had to come back in. They had to verify it because there was a bunch of new employees that I'd never seen before. So because I started hanging out longer and longer in the store, I was finding more and more stuff to pick up. So I guess we can just go from right to left on here. So first of all, I end up picking up Bendy and the Ink Machine. Now, I don't know all that much about this game at all. I've heard good things about it. I've heard bad things about it. I decided to give it a shot, though. I've only played like a few minutes of it on the Switch. Long loading times. Interesting so far, but long loading times, that's what I can say about that. And you know what? How am I going to do this? I'll go ahead and just, talk about the prices and such as I do these here. Because this is one heads up I'm going to give you all, alright? It's not like I got these for like close to free or anything. This is a little bit of an expensive pickup and episode here. Because I got these from a game shop, not a thrift store, not a garage sale. Right, Lily? Lily was saying, nah, she was just waiting at the time. But anyways, no, so these were, regular game shop prices, but I got a 25% off discount off everything just because, I'm friends with the owner. So for Bendy, I end up paying $18.74 for this after the discount. I also decided to pick up Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. I think this one's dropped in price a little bit further. I'll be honest, I actually played the demo of this, and I thought it was okay. But I said, you know what, maybe I'll give it a further shot on here, because it was still fun. It's just, my reasoning with it is, it's a cute dungeon crawler game, right, with Pokemon. I respect that, and I've never played any of the other mystery dungeon games, but I own a game that's like this already on Switch, and it's called something like Chocobo Mystery Dungeon Everybody Now, something like that. I don't know the exact name. I had to import it from Japan to get the physical copy of it, but I felt like that was, performance-wise, it was a better game. I also thought it was a cuter game. I thought it was a better game overall than this. So when I played the demo, I wasn't as impressed, or I wasn't thinking it was as cute as other people did, because I was like, well, I think Square Enix did the same thing, but nobody really knows about it, and I think they might have done a better job. But regardless, I decided to pick it up because, you know, it's still Pokemon, and it was right there. And this I ended up picking up for, let's see, paying $33.74 for this. So again, I think it has dropped a little bit further in price, or it's gone on sale a few times, but that's how much I grabbed it for, used at least. I also ended up grabbing a couple of Vita titles as well too. So I have never played actually neither of these games. I've never played either of these games here, but Dynasty Warriors Next. I saw this on the shelf. There was, of course, like 10 Vita games because it's the Vita. But there was like 10 Vita games on the shelf. I play the Dynasty Warriors series. I've definitely liked them before, and I figured, you know what, if I can play it on the go on the Vita, why the hell not? So I paid $9.74 for this, just under $10. I was happy with that. Now I wouldn't even say this is a controversial one. This is just a big fan service game from what I know. I have never played an actual mainline Senran Kagura game, but they seem to be just kind of like mindless fun and easy on the eyes, to say the least. I saw this there and I said, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up. Why the hell not? There's a ton of people who enjoy the Vita who enjoy these games as well too, because they have refined tastes, I guess I can say. And there was even a comment about that as well too. The person who was checking out all the games for me, when he picked these up, he was just like, oh, Senran Kagura, nice, you have really good tastes. I haven't tried this one yet, though. Still, at this point, I haven't tried it. But I ended up picking it up for $29.99, which I think this was one of the more expensive games in this whole haul here. But when it comes down to it, I know these games, they did sell for full price from what I understand, and then they kind of retained their value and kind of crept up in price a little bit because people actually want them on the Vita, and they didn't get, you know, huge print runs. So yeah. Also, I just like how cute the Vita games are. Like, look how small they are. But anyways, that was Senran Kagura. I picked that up. I am going to come back to Luigi's Mansion, and there's a reason why. So I'm going to skip on that for now. Now, recently, I hooked up my PSVR again, and I have not tried either of these games, unfortunately, but I hooked up my PSVR again. I had some family over. They wanted to try out PSVR. They absolutely loved it. And I decided to pick up a couple games because I was kind of in that VR mood again. So I've heard nothing but great things about this. Blood and Truth. I missed out on this game. I did not play it. But when it came out, when did this come out? Did it come out last year? Yeah, it came out last year, 2019. I heard phenomenal things about this game, and I simply didn't pick it up because I did not pick it up. So I decided to pick it up because it was it was in stock there. So Blood and Truth, I ended up paying, let's see, $14.99 for this, which I would certainly say is a good deal for it. So I look forward to trying it out the next time I decide to strap into VR. Now, this one surprised me because, as you can see, this is a European exclusive, right? Well, European release here. Excuse me. This is available worldwide, but the physical version of this seems to be perfectly playable in English, seems to work just fine in English, but has a PEGI rating as opposed to an ESRB rating, and it's in really good shape as well too. So it's one of those things, whenever I go to a game shop and I see some imports like this, my ears perk up a little bit. I'm just like, oh, what's that? Let me check this out. And this is actually a game that I've been interested in, that I have played, not in VR, but I wanted to try out. So Superhot VR, I've actually played this thanks to Game Pass. It's a cool game, but I was even talking with my friend when I was checking out, and I said, because he was really excited to see I was picking this up, and I said, yeah, you know, I played it on Xbox One, and first of all, I think this game is incredibly boring to watch. I've seen YouTubers, like, you know, gameplay of it. I think it's an incredibly boring game to watch, and I played it, and it's fun, but I said, you know what, I think this would be much, much better in VR. And he was like, absolutely, you're right on that. I played in VR almost every night. Like, you either go VR or bust for this game here. So he was really excited that I was picking it up. And I was able to get it for $18.74, which for, you know, a game here in the US physically that, you know, it saved me the effort of importing is what I'm saying. I'm happy enough to get it, so I don't have to worry about getting it digitally or any of that fun stuff. Real happy to have Superhot VR, a physical copy of that. So next up, the single PS2 game I found. I was looking in the PS2 aisle, and I actually had this game when I was a kid, and maybe I'm going to revisit it because I remember really enjoying it when I was young. And I will also acknowledge the faults it has, and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe it was just I was too young to know any better, but I'm going to revisit this game and see if it holds up or how well I still enjoy it. And honestly, I think I'm just going to load up some cheats and burn through it because that's how I beat it when I was a kid. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. But also, I remember after I beat it, I didn't touch it again, and then I sold it. But I found it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to pick this up, especially because it's it's complete and everything. And actually, I mean, just like, look at this, for example. Like, look, it looks great. The disc is in great condition. Look at how thick that manual is. And look, I mean, it's beautiful. It's in color, everything. Like, I truly miss that. And then you open up something like Superhot, and I mean, there's that, but that's it. So, I don't know. I truly miss that, getting a really awesome physical, release, and getting, even Lily can appreciate. Wow, no, never mind. Lily's too much of a new gen dog, I guess. Either way, I know this game's nothing spectacular by any means, but I still wanted to pick it up because I don't have it in the collection. So I said, you know what? Let me get it back. And for $11.24, I didn't mind. It is funny though, because also again, when I was being checked out and such, the guy and I, we were just talking about games in general, then we were talking about all these games that I was picking up. So he'd commented about Sinner and Incogra, and then he saw this, and it was funny because we were talking about Kingdom Hearts 3, and he opened this up and he's just like, oh, come on. Like, look at that. That's Sora. Look at that. And I just started laughing. I was like, yeah, no, you're right. That is pretty much prototype Sora right there. So, if this dude looks at all familiar, I believe that the character's name is Sion. That's not Sora. He's not related by any means. It's just a lot of these characters look the same across the mini games. Oh man! And this game came out in, I think, was it 2001? It says copyright 2000, copyright 2001. So I'm thinking it probably came out 2000 in Japan, 2001 in the US. But either way, the Bouncer, I was happy to pick that back up. So then these are the two 360 games I got, which they're both from software. They're both also Ninja related games. I ended up getting Ninja Blade and Tenchu Z. This game I always thought was cool. I had a demo of it on 360, never picked it up on 360. I own a copy on some marketplace somewhere on PC, and I don't even know if I have access to it anymore. So yeah, unfortunately, I just kind of assume I don't have access to it on PC. But I've always wanted it. I decided to pick it up on 360. And then Tenchu Z, I really liked the Tenchu games on PS1 and PS2. This one was okay. I actually bought it at one point when I was working at a game shop. Eventually sold it, decided to buy it back. So for each of these, for Tenchu Z, I paid, actually for each of them here, I paid $11.24 each. So this one, Tenchu Z, let's see, I think they're both complete as well too. They aren't in the best shape, and I'll actually even tell a story about that. Not really in the best shape, but this one has a different case here. This one seems to have the original case, and this just kind of annoys me, like taking one of these and just putting it like, because I can't safely remove that, you know? But either way here, you'll notice this going on with the disc. It's not in with all the other stuff. So I kind of want to give you all a lesson right here, because it's all going to tie in. So pretty much what happened was, you know, I checked out, I bought all my stuff aside from Luigi's Mansion. This is where that's going to come into play. I picked up all this stuff, and then I went out to my car, and I decided to just do a quick disc and spot check. And everything looked fine, and this place, they resurfaced their games and all that stuff they need to, except for Ninja Blade, and this is just me being picky. But I decided to take a look here, and I'd always recommend people take a look at your discs. Just always take a look at them. So I decided to take a look, and I noticed, and hopefully you all can see, right there where my index finger is pointing, you see that crack? That disc is starting to crack. So if you look at the bottom right here, it's just within this layer. It's not in the data layer. So this disc, I know for sure, will play and read and install just fine. But it's not going to be like that forever. So if I keep putting it in the case and taking it out, like if I keep applying that pressure, or if I keep popping it into an Xbox 360 and keep using the disc, this is eventually going to break. And I knew that for sure. I knew that for certain. I've been around these discs enough to know about that. So I immediately went back in and I was talking with my friend and I said, hey dude, I know this isn't your fault or anything. I did notice this with my Ninja Blade. I noticed this crack. And, you know, to his credit, because he's worked in game shops longer than I have, he was like, okay, yup, I 100% see what you mean. I agree with you. I'm really sorry that got through it all. And I asked, like, hey, kind of a long shot, but do you have another copy of that? Because I really want this game in particular. Like, I bought this game because I want to play it. I'll just take another disc of it if you have it. And he said, unfortunately, no, like, this game never comes in. I never see it in. I think this is the one time I've ever seen this game traded in. And you bought it. Now on the side there was a customer there, and all of a sudden he comes by and he's like, oh hey Ninja Blade, I sold that to you. And my friend's like, yep, like he's being nice, but it was slightly awkward. And the guy's like, yeah, you know, I played that game and I just wasn't crazy about the quick time events or anything, but yeah, you know, I sold that. And my friend's like, this is your copy? And he said, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. And my friend was kind of saying, he's like, oh, well, it's broken, like it's cracked. And the guy was apologetic, and both, like, the guy was apologetic, and it was like, it wasn't his fault. And then even my friend was like, no, don't worry about it. You know, we didn't see it, and, you know, whatever it is. And the guy was like, oh, that's surprising. Like, the disc should work fine. And my friend was backing up and said, yeah, it'll work fine, but it is cracked. And if we play it and use it for long enough and take it in now the case, it's, you know, it's going to break. So the cool thing was, like, my friend, you know, he apologized to me. I said, don't worry about it. It's all good. Slightly disappointing, but it's all good. And I still have this game here because he said, you know what, I'll just refund you. And hey, do you want this? Because honestly, if you don't want it, I'm just going to throw it away. And I said, yeah, sure, like, if you don't mind, I'll take it because I'll still play. He's like, absolutely. So that's why he ended up taking this this white disc sleeve right here, because he grabbed one of his coworkers. He's like, hey, can you get a disc sleeve? Because we can't put this disc back in, like, or else it's just going to crack again. So we kind of just carefully handle it like that, something along those lines, and we're good. And this game I'm definitely going to back up onto my computer and such, because this is a good reason why. There's backups. Like, I own the game works, but it is dangerously close to not working, unfortunately. I've had it happen with discs before. I've seen it happen to discs before. I know that can happen. So anyways, that was $11.24. I end up getting it back. So the cool thing is I paid nothing for this game in the end because I got a free copy of Ninja Blade, which is great because it's a game I've been wanting. And once I make a backup of it, I'll be happy. If I ever have to replace the disc, I will. But regardless, my friend was working on trying to get me my money back. And he was busy with some other stuff because there was some trade-ins and things going on. And I was like, hey, dude, would you at all be opposed to just giving me credit and I use it towards something? Because I could just look around, and if you're not opposed to me spending more money in your shop, I don't mind doing that. And he was like, oh, dude, please, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I don't mind at all. So he was being real cool about it, of course, because, I mean, dude, I'm just spending money there. And that's part of it as well, too. I go to his shop not only because he's my friend, because I like the shop, but also because I want to support him. So I end up getting the $11.24 back. And I saw Luigi's Mansion on 3DS, which I did not own this. I own the other Luigi's Mansion games. I have Luigi's Mansion 3 on Switch. I believe I have the original Luigi's Mansion on GameCube. No, I know I do, because I got it when I was in Canada randomly. And I have Dark Moon on 3DS, but I did not have Luigi's Mansion, the original one on 3DS, the one that it wasn't a remake, it wasn't a remaster, it was ported over, I guess. I have not played this one yet. But I saw it on the shelf and I said, oh, I've been wanting this for a while. I'll go ahead and pick it up. It was regularly $25. It was $18.74 after my discount. And then it was even less than that because, I still spent the money, but I got the $11.24 back from here. I applied it towards Luigi's Mansion. I paid the difference, and then I was on my way. And then at that point, I was all good. So, it was an expensive episode, and the nice thing is I was able to get Ninja Blade for free, but regardless, we're all good. And I haven't played this yet because I want to back it up first. I want to back up the ISO and create an ISO and save it to the side before I mess around with the disc. And then I'm probably just going to play off the burned copy. But either way, that has been about it for this episode of Thrifty Gaming Pickup. So we're clocking it at around 20 minutes or so. That's what I expected. And yeah, I know there wasn't like a ton of stuff on here, but again, y'all gotta remember, COVID-19, coronavirus, all that stuff. I'm not going to thrift shops at all. I'm not going to game stores. I keep getting texts saying, hey, come in, we're doing buy one, get one free, buy two, get two free, whatever it is. And I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Because also I have enough of a backlog. I think you all know about that anyways. But you know what I will say, if you made it to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you all are, dealing with this, please stay safe. Wear a mask. It's not a political thing. Just wear a damn mask, all right? Just stay safe out there. You do you. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. I'm doing fine. Lily's doing fine. We're all doing fine right here. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you all for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, a like would absolutely be appreciated. If you didn't like it, a dislike is fine as well, too. As I always say, if you want to, you can dislike it, but you're going to make this dog really, really sad. And in regards to another episode of Thrifty Gaming Pickups, it'll happen when it happens, just like this episode. But anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you all for watching, everyone.